So this next section, the steps for getting into the USA, and I don't mean with your passport, the United States of Awareness. What I'm going to teach you are the steps for getting into that merged state by using the acronym Bless Me. So this I've broken down into several segments, and I don't actually think through these steps each time. Sometimes I just do it, and sometimes I do make it very much of a process. But the first part of it is breathe, lift, and expand. This is the opening process. This is when I'm sitting in the power, but then you can later do it while walking around in nature. But if you want to sit and have a dedicated meditation session where you don't necessarily have to quiet your mind, but sit in the power, connect, and get in the merged state, I begin with breathe, lift, and expand. So the first one, breathe. You all know how to do that. This is just sitting with the intention of slowing down your mind, relaxing your body, and taking nice, slow, deep belly breaths. If you put your hands on your abdomen and you inhale slowly, you should be pushing out your hands. And then pause at the top for a second, and then exhale, and the abdomen goes in. So this is a much deeper breathing than just breathing into your lungs. It should go all the way down into your abdomen. And then exhale. And so you're actually focusing on the deep breathing with the intention of relaxing. And with everything that I show you here, you can have words that you say in your mind, like breathing in, breathing out, relaxing, or visualizing. As the fresh air comes in, you're pulling in the energy of the earth to re-energize you, or you're breathing down the energy from the heavens to energize you in a different way. And as you exhale, you're releasing all tension, or you're visualizing any negative vibrations you no longer need flowing out through your fingers and toes and back into the earth. That can take that. So that's just the breathing part. And you continue that as long as you want, or just take 3 or 4 breaths, but it's breathing is the initial step. Now lifting, that's all about raising your consciousness, but I had to use L, so instead of raise, we have lift. So what are the methods you can use to lift your consciousness? Again, visualization and words are very helpful. You can say lifting, or higher, 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 or express gratitude. That will raise your consciousness better and faster than anything. Just think about something or someone you're grateful for and focus on the heart, and your consciousness automatically raises, becomes more fine-tuned, a higher frequency. How about just focusing on your heart and thinking of your heart opening and radiating love in all directions? These kinds of things raise your frequency. Why do we want to raise our frequency? Because you're going for that merged state. You're trying to shift to the next level, and the next level is a higher frequency dimension. So the higher your frequency before you shift, the easier it is to make that shift. Does that make sense? All right. So anything you can do to get rid of lower vibrations and step into your power as a loving spirit being will lift your vibration. And then the expand part is realizing, perhaps just by saying, I am far more than my physical body. Expanding your consciousness beyond the confines of your body. And you do that through visualizations such as visualizing your energy field as a circle, a sphere around you, and then imagining it get bigger and bigger and bigger. I often take in a deep breath and I blow out, picturing my field expanding. It already is, but now I'm aware of my field being limitless through that exhalation. You can say words such as, I am free. I am more than. Breathe, raise your consciousness through lifting your thoughts and expand beyond the physical body. That's the first stage. The next stage is surrender and shift. To shift to that other level, and remember the heart of roses that jumped off the page. That other level is what we're going to. We can't picture the next dimension, but we can feel it in this expanded state. You're trying to detach your identification, your focus on this human side. You're trying to shift your identity to your side as a soul, the side of you that is eternal, that aspect of you that is pure love and joy. And so the first step in disidentifying with the ego is surrendering your identification with your story, with your body, with your feelings, and allowing yourself to be guided. So you have to be willing to experience whatever's going to come up. Now, if fear comes up, you immediately recognize that's of the ego. People say to me, don't you do protections and don't you say all these things? In all honesty, I don't. And that flies in the face of some people who teach mediumship and other things. But why don't I? Because I know I am the light. And I know I am love. And there's no place in me for evil, fear. Darkness doesn't like the light. It'll go find it elsewhere. That's all the protection I need. So I have never been fearful doing this work, ever, ever. So if you're fearful, that's just something to look at. So meanwhile, be willing to surrender your identification as a human. So it's merely a matter of saying, silently or aloud, I surrender. If you've ever watched me get ready to channel, I silently say that. Sometimes I move my lips. I surrender. I almost always, in the opening invocation, say, may I surrender more than ever before. Because I know there's always a higher and higher level of surrender we can achieve. The more I'm able to surrender, the more my guides can speak through me. If I get rid of those human thoughts like, I can't do this, or I can't possibly bring through information I don't know, that's not a surrendered state. So you simply set the intention and say, I surrender. What are you surrendering? Free will, ego, identification with anything that's not the real you. And then you make the shift. I make the shift. This is really hard. I say, shifting. That's it. Shifting or shift. And what I do is I have done this far before I ever saw the heart jump off the page. I know that my consciousness is not inside my head, and so I imagine shifting up here with my consciousness. It's just imagination that moves you up here. But here is the really cool thing. Physiologically, with your eyes closed, if you roll your eyes upward, that movement provokes and produces alpha waves in your body. And alpha waves is the first level of meditative states. It's a slower, more relaxed state. So let's try that real quick. Just close your eyes, and we're going to do it later in a meditation. But now I want you to say shift, and as you do, move your consciousness up and roll your eyes up to where you're moving your consciousness. Roll them back in your head and say shift. I always feel like a little elevator lift. I feel this peaceful wave shift. Ooh, I love it. You can open your eyes. I hope some of you felt something. If you didn't, okay, work on that some more once you get to know what an alpha state feels like. But it's a shift that I do. This is the part that's just like the Heart of Roses. I can't tell you exactly how to see that Heart of Roses. I saw some of you coaching other people after the last session. This is how you do it. Try this, try that. And it wasn't working. But someday that other person will get it. And when they do, it's this huge aha. That's how you do it. So if you haven't gotten that shift yet, just keep setting the intention. I'm shifting beyond my body. I'm shifting to that other level. I want this. I set the intention of doing this. And then you tune into what new experiences you have. If you have made the shift, you're going to be getting great insights. Maybe you've been doing this so automatically you weren't aware that you had automatically shifted to that other reality. You're already merging. But this is a deliberate step that you can take. I do it just to remind myself, this is a different level of reality that I'm now connecting with. Shift. And I'm there. It's that easy. That's why teachers of mediumship will tell you that it's like flipping a switch. You just step up here and, oh, by the way, there's a spirit here, because you've just shifted through intention. Intention is the biggest part of this. That's using your free will, your active use of consciousness to step into the greater part of you, where we're all connected. That Heart of Roses represents the next level of reality where we're all connected, where we're aware of that. You remember my diagram, all these little stick people moving through the programming to the sea of consciousness? That's what you're shifting to, which is why it's helpful for me to shift up. But you could just as easily shift out, shift back. It doesn't matter. As long as in your mind you're getting away from normal identification with the human side and going to that place of oneness. Okay? And then once you've shifted there, if you listen to my Radiant Heart meditation, I guide people from this state here where you're floating out above yourself and you drift back down inside your body. How many people have done that Radiant Heart meditation? You just imagine yourself drifting back down and settling in the heart area. And this is the ME part of Bless Me. Merge and experience. Merge back with your human side. If you really did the shift and stayed in that state, you'd be totally blissed out. And you would just go deeper and deeper and deeper into this state where time would stop. You would no longer feel your body sitting in the chair. You could become aware that you can't feel your hands on your legs. It's beautiful. It's joyous. You sit and you know who you are as love. You know pure joy. But that's not what this Bless Me sitting in the power is all about. This is a deliberate process you go through when you need answers, when you want to be aware of your loved ones on the other side, when you want to connect with your guides. And sometimes our body can give us signals from them. So we merge our greater consciousness back into the physical body so that it becomes a tool, a conscious tool. That's merging simply through intention and visualization. And you can just say, merging now. And you then become aware of everything going on within, around, and through you. And that's the experience side of this. This is what I do in my readings all the time. And I do my readings now with my eyes open because I'm in that totally merged state. I breathe deeply right beforehand. I raise my consciousness through intention, through gratitude, through visualizations and affirmations. I expand my consciousness as far as possible, knowing that I'm limitless. And then I surrender by saying, I surrender and shift. And I'm there. And then I merge with my body so that the human pincushion in me can come out. And I can say, oh, this person had a pain in the left side. That was pancreas. Oh, yes, I'm hearing pancreatic cancer. I wouldn't have gotten that if I was totally blissed out. I'm using my body as a tool. You want to connect with spirit guides. In the merged state, you can say, give me a sign that you're with me. Give me a physical sign. And you experience. You wait and you watch like the dachshund watching the hole. What is going to appear for me now? What am I going to sense now? That's the experience part of sitting in the power. You just sit and you're totally aware of everything. Thoughts that come and go, feelings in your body, tingling sensations, temperature changes, visuals. You can do this eyes open or eyes closed. That's the process. So when would you use this merged state, this bless me method? How about when you're feeling alone? Anybody here ever feel like you're the only one on this earth? I feel sorry for my mom. Everybody from her generation and her family is now on the other side. And she doesn't quite get this. And I try to help her, but it's over her head. But I no longer ever feel alone. If you can get in that merged state, you will get to the place where you hear your loved ones guiding you. And if it's not as clear as get this book now, at least you'll just feel this guiding presence. In that merged state, you've disidentified the full 100% with your story, with the human side of you, and you're in this state, this expanded state of being aware of the spirit side of you at the same time. When you want to connect with loved ones, go and sit in the power, not just walking in nature, and set the intention. I want to feel you. I miss you so much, those who've passed to the other states. Go through that whole bless me stages, and at the E, experience, then sit and see what you sense. Ask questions, and yes, you can write the answers as you receive them. So, feeling alone, want to connect, you know from my examples, we can connect at any level. And if you're totally blissed out, how are you going to hear the answers? That's why this merged state is so beautiful. You don't have to quiet your mind. Just know that there will be human thoughts that flow through, and there will be higher thoughts. Set the intention of discerning the difference. You'll just know. When else would you use the bless me method? When you need guidance. When you have a question or want insight into an issue. This is like having a genie in a bottle with you all the time. It's the best deal around. People want to go see a psychic. You don't need a psychic. You have access to the sea of all consciousness. All answers are up there. All possibilities. We just have to remember to ask. So you go through these steps. Breathing, lifting, expanding your consciousness, surrendering any fears that you can't get the answers, just knowing that they are out there, but that is part of you. They're in that field, out beyond the human field. So we're going to surrender and shift, just like you saw it happen when you stared at that picture of the heart of roses. And then you're going to take that expanded state and merge it with the human side of you and receive the answer. Sound good? Mm-hmm. You want to try it? Oh, yeah. I've made a video here where this heart goes in and out. And you can breathe to this heart. You can start out breathing to the heart and then close your eyes if you like, or just try it with your eyes open the whole way. But it's very nice to get into meditative state and just stop. On my website, SuzanneGiesemann.com/meditations, is this video. I've put it on my phone so that when I want to break, I can just watch. Let's get it going here. You can see what it does. It lasts for 20 minutes, and that's all it does. And so you can, let's see, breathe in as it gets bigger. Pause at the top, focus on the heart, but soft gazing, so you're taking in the whole thing. And breathe out. And you can put any music you want to it.